Hi there, TaffyRue here, and welcome to another exciting episode of Features by TaffyRue, where we get to put the spotlight on young, upcoming artists and creatives who are bubbling under. So, one of the things that I like to do on this podcast is to empower the next generation of creatives with information that they need to make the kind of impact they want to make in the industry that they're in. And to do that, I bring on here guests who have walked the journey before them, because I know that they've got wisdom and knowledge that they've gathered over the years that can be extremely helpful to our budding artists and creatives. So today is one of those conversations, and today with me I have an amazing woman who has done incredible things in the dance industry, all the while staying true to her faith. I first met Yeukai back in 2012 when she was part of the Rolex Dance Crew, which was huge, I tell you. And little did I know that I would have the opportunity, the privilege to work with her from 2017 to 2021 when she joined the Bring It On team and she was our judge for the dance category for those years. I've watched from afar. She has become a wife, a mother, and continue to do amazing things in the dance industry. And I'm so excited to have her on the podcast with me today. Yeukai, welcome.
Thank you. Can I have your voice, please? I would love to talk the way you do.
I've had lots of practice. So
Really?
I guess if you do this a lot, you might end up with a voice like that, maybe. I don't know.
Because wow. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
I'm excited to be here. Of course, I stalk you on social media. It's my job.
Thank you so much for coming. I know you are very busy, but thank you so much for making time for this.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So for those people who don't know who Yeukai is, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Right. I am Yeukai.
Of course.
Yes, my name is Yeukai. I am first and foremost a child of God. I am a Jesus freak. Left, right, center, Jesus freak.
Yes.
I'm a mother and a wife, and I am a creative. We have a story for calling me a creative. But yeah, I have a number of creative functions. I'm involved in a lot of things. I started out as a dancer, and just as the years, I think dance was a solid identity for 16 years of my life.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think this was just the Lord's doing. He's always opened a door for me. I found myself, I think I described it, I found myself thrust into places of leadership and decision making. And I've just progressed now, directing now, lobbying now, doing different things in the creative space. So I hope that helps anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so let's go back to dance, right? So you mentioned that you did dance for a solid 16 years. How did you start? What was your journey like in the dance world?
Dance was, the interest only sparked probably when I was 17.
Okay.
I was in high school at Midlands Christian College, and I had a sister. This is the same sister that got me saved. I had an older sister who said, listen, I'm saved. Next week we're going to church. You're both going to give your lives to Christ.
Okay.
That's how we got saved in our household.
Uh-huh.
So she saw a gift in me that I did not see, and she organized for me to be part of a church dance group. I was painfully shy, and I had a debilitating stutter. So I wasn't a fan, but I was very obedient. So I joined that group, and the Lord started to encounter me in that space. I think it's in that period where that is the first and only time I've heard the audible voice of God. And he spoke to me and he said, we were due to minister at our school, and I was not a fan. And I was like, Jesus, I want to do this, but you're not the one in boarding school. So please allow me to pass. The others can dance, and then, I can just be. And I remember, like, I heard it, I was sitting on the veranda, and he said this to me. I am not opposed to how you're feeling. I know what you're going through. I will love you. I will bless you regardless. But don't think I'll ask you again. I was like, right. Okay. I took 15 minutes. I got dressed and I went to dance.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, if there's one person I'm not going to cross, is you.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a fear thing. I was like, how much more seen can you be as a person? Like, there wasn't, it's just hard to describe when the Lord speaks to you and it's definite. So because I think that also made my path pretty clear. I then just knew what he wanted me to do and to become. So I did that one night. Yes, it was hard going back to hostel afterwards.
Yeah.
But from then on, it was, he opened doors. He opened doors in other churches, opened doors for different ministries, all the way till I went to university when I first encountered Sean Mambwere.
Okay.
And that's when Rolex started, Kunast.
Nice. Okay. Wow. And how did that happen, being part of Rolex, and what kind of journey was it with Rolex specifically?
Rolex was a solid team, hey? And again, all of this just felt like it was orchestrated. I ran into Sean and a friend of his called Shinky, and they were dancing in an empty classroom. And of course, I gravitated. There were beats. So I was like, what's going on in here? And they're like, oh, we're just dancing, doing our own thing. I'm like, what can I watch? And in watching them, I picked up what they were doing, watching it.
Okay.
And they're like, well, we saw you bobbing your head. You want to try? And then I just hit the whole routine with them. They're like, well, do you want to join? I said, yes, thank you. We didn't even have a name. There was no name. We were just 3 humans in a classroom.
Yeah.
And we're part of River of Life, Bulawayo. It's now called New Creation Church in Skies. They were doing something at the Theological College of Zim that was there. And they asked, hey, Sean, can you come dance? It's like, we have someone else is coming. And so I joined them. And that's how Rolex, I guess, essentially started. But at some point, we found ourselves, again, we weren't planning on this becoming big. We were both in school pursuing our degrees.
What were you studying?
I was studying library and information science.
Wow. Opposite directions, huh?
You think I'm opposite? Sean was studying applied mathematics.
Okay. All right.
And Shinky, what was Shinky? Accounting. It was just like completely otherwise. But then we found ourselves competing regionals. It just happened that way. And we're competing as a pair. Sean and I against teams of 4, teams of 6, teams of 8. And we won. Shocked. But now the management of the competition came and said, okay, fine, we know you won, but to qualify to be in the nationals, you must be 4 or more in a group. Okay. So we're like, all right, where we're going to find 4 people or 2 other people? Yeah. 2 other people came to us. And that was Wongani and Cyril. We were like, Jesus. So the nationals happened and we won. And we thought that would be it. That was going to be our testimony. And it was not. That was as though it was just the doorway into what the Lord then wanted Rolex to become and to be. Okay. We could have never been prepared for what that was. Yeah.
So taking you back to the competitions, like, are there still like similar competitions going on for like dance in Zim?
They could be more serious now, I think.
Really?
Because the ones that are there now are corporate backed, corporate supported, sometimes embassy backed and supported.
Okay.
The awareness for the creatives has definitely improved in the last decade. Yes, I sound old in the last decade. That is true. There's a lot more acknowledgement, not just of the creatives, but of dancers specifically, as a profession. And it's fun to watch, because like we're coming from a place where we needed to prove ourselves every which way, except for weddings. Our weddings, you're always welcome.
Whatever you do is okay.
Yeah,
as long as you're entertaining.
Come, are you dancing? Ball, let's do it. Right. But in the corporate space, there was no room. In the NGO sector, you wouldn't even hear about dance in those kind of places. And yet the power it has, like dance is like a language that everyone speaks. You could look different, sound different, speak different, be raised and grow up different, but no one can mistake movement and expression. It is spoken universally, and even cross species, if you really think about it. So people are now starting to come to realize what just the power of movement, the power of music and movement to communicate a message, to achieve something, to teach, to train.
Interesting. So I know, like I mentioned in the intro, that Rolex was big, right? What kind of platforms did you get to with Rolex? I know you did Hi-Fi at some point.
Oh, Hi-Fi was epic. Hi-Fi was the highlight of our year. Every year. It was, I think, just also Hi-Fi was also just good vibes all around. The time we got to dance main stage opening night, now that was mind-boggling.
Yeah,
you got 6,000 to 10,000 people. Just, I had never seen a crowd so big personally.
Yes,
I was like, wow, I don't know if I can right now, but of course the reminder, it's never been me. So I'm like, okay, good. Hi-Fi was a yearly event for us. Main stage became a yearly thing for us. Up until a point where we started to put up our own productions over the Hi-Fi season, which was nice. We did a collaboration with the National Ballet at some point, which was really great. But again, we thought we had gotten to the ceiling with Hi-Fi. Nope, the Lord I just did that.
Yeah.
We got to dance regionally in SA. We came 5th in all of Africa at some point.
Wow.
That whole story is a miracle by itself.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So obviously, for you to get to those heights, there was a lot of training that was involved. Maybe take us behind that, because I think a lot of young creatives don't understand the hard work that it takes to get to the level that you got to performing and all of that. What was involved in like a training session for Rolex?
Hey. I don't know if it's experience or trauma on my end. Training was intense. We started training hard, because we took the calling on Rolex hard. We took it seriously. The fact that God wanted to use these bodies, at the time we were 5 people in the team. He had something that he wanted to do, and it dawned on us: if you don't have the fitness to carry the calling, you wind up in heaven as the dancer who never danced. You're like, do you want that? And the answer was no. And heaven is eternal. That would be your eternal title.
The dancer who never danced.
You never got to do the dancing that I had planned for you.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no. We did, was in a week. I'm saying we because I did it, but it was designed by the boys. We did jogging twice a week. That was a 10K run.
Okay.
Then we trained with weights. So you do the 10K run, come back, you break pacing for 20 minutes. So you don't cool down, and then you go do hill sprints, and then you come back and you do weights. A break for 20 minutes, and then start your practice session.
Yo, I'm already tired just listening to that routine.
It was.
Wow.
I don't want to say it was insane, but it was the best thing for us because with that kind of stamina to do all your routines, having come back from a 10K run in the dead of October, meant that we were able to pull off a 45-minute set, an hour-long set with no breaks, no water, no sweat. And that is something that was, the dance community here had never encountered, and they also found value in it. So here you are, you have a team of dancers who don't need a touch up in the middle of your recording or in the middle of your performance. It's just we dance, we finish, we switch, we come back, like we do like quick changes in the
That's amazing.
It was great for stamina.
It really set you apart, I guess, from
in ways that we couldn't have imagined. Okay, just not looking tired. How much that did for brands on camera.
Yeah. That's amazing. Do you think that I'm sure you come across a lot of crews and stuff. Do they take dance that seriously?
Should I go there?
Because honestly, I think they need to know to see, are they really doing what it takes to get where they need to get?
I think it's hard to say, because I think the perspective is different in the different places that you are. People want what they see. They are not willing to. They no longer want. Where's the English? I think TikTok culture has done a lot to hurt the credibility of the industry, and to hurt the foundation of what then created. So if a dancer, I'm going to use Sean a lot because hey, he's my brother and it. So if someone like Sean winds up on TikTok, he's had the stamina, the growth and things. So when you see him, it looks amazing, right? Now what happens is people then think it's only he's only on TikTok. He's there for those 2 minutes, for that 1 minute of epic dancing. Then they're called out, they're hired out, and there's actual money at stake. And they've been recommended or they've been picked from TikTok, and they can't do much more past the 1 minute. So, yeah, I think urban dancers could learn a lot from other people in different genres and in the different branches of dance. So if you are to encounter a contemporary dancer, a traditional dancer, and a ballet dancer, they will out-stamina a hip-hop dancer and an urban dancer any day.
Okay.
They will out-stamina them because they put in the practice and the work and the stretching. It's not just you do the routines. That is fitness all by itself, but your body needs looking after. And that's why you find, someone who's in the contemporary space can get injured and come back. Someone who's in the urban space can get injured and not come back. It could be the same thing. You could both tear ligaments in the knees, and one can come back, one can't. Conditioning, and you can't cheat it. See.
Wow.
But I guess you've got to do. We've got to be diligent to let them know. We've got to be people have to be educated. And things.
Are there spaces where dancers can get educated, like it's particularly the urban dancers?
More and more now.
Okay.
More and more now. And you know what I'm finding is that probably in the last 4 years, there's been a genuine seeking of information by dancers. A genuine, where they, if there's not a program going, they're calling someone up there. Yo, can I buy you ice cream and we talk? And I'm like, I'm your person.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is those, no one's gatekeeping. The gatekeeping era has stopped. It used to be the industry for a long time was propelled and led by promoters. Half the time promoters weren't even dancers. So they would make demands for a paycheck without much knowledge or even much care of how those things come to be. And also because it was there was a scarcity
Mentality.
exactly about it. So the gatekeeping was quite serious, and it even went to the point of creating false beef amongst crews. So like a promoter in Harare would say, "Kuti, excuse me, we're going to have nationals on such and such, on such a day," and he's telling the Bulawayo crews that the H-Town crews are saying this about you, and the H-Town crews, "Hey, Bulawayo said this about you," and Mutare is being told, "I know something else." So by the time dancers meet, they're not talking.
Yeah.
Hence, they're not collaborating. Hence, they're not sharing ideas.
Yeah.
Hence they remain dependent on producers and promoters. It was a really, it stunted the industry for a little while. But then again, people grow up, and those who are dancing are now decision makers. And we're like, do we need to beef though?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And do you have beef? No. Do I have beef? No.
Yeah.
So let's make a production. And all of a sudden, the generation of dancers that came after Rolex, it is so nice to watch. And I tell them all the time, you guys are doing the things that are really going to change the industry. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right. So obviously you are talking about the dance industry, right? And probably you started off in dancing, but you also mentioned that you are doing other things, right? And you're talking about lobbying. Is that part of like from what you're talking about in terms of creating an environment for dancers to be collaborating and making sure that there is space and there is, benefit that comes from dancing and all of that?
So remember I told you that I find myself thrust into these places? Yes. So this is part of what it's been like for me with the different projects I've had the privilege to either dance on, to handle backstage for. I find myself in conversations with people who are like with different organizations, the EU, some government, and the National Arts Council. And lobbying sounds like such a big word, but it's really just talking about what are we doing to grow what we have. What are we doing to sell what we have? How can this be monetized? How can this what age range needs help? What information do dancers need? And what resources can be given? And these spaces are being created now more than ever, like Jacaranda.
Yes.
Phenomenal. And so impactful, the things that they do, like the week right before the show starts, there's the business one. And then, there's so many chances to network, to learn, and they bring onto the panel people who've been doing it. It's not personalities anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's like if you go there with a notebook, I don't know what you're doing. Like,
for sure.
Why? Why? Other organizations that are pretty interested and are opening spaces for creators, with be it fashion, be it culinary, be it anything. The British Council is in there. The Zimbabwe German Society, the Swiss, the French, Alliance Francaise. In fact, one of the, I think my initial encounter in Bulawayo at Nationals was sponsored by Alliance Francaise.
Okay.
Bulawayo. And we're like, people are interested. Wow, we had no idea. Just learning these spaces. Also, these organizations are starting to de-jargonize their interactions with creatives. So now there's real sharing of ideas, without the nonsense. But the jargon was a real, because creators were limited by the fact that they couldn't speak the NGO language.
Yeah. There was a barrier.
Yeah, there was a real barrier.
Yeah.
So they want impact. We have what can make impact, but because I can't write a proposal in your prescribed structure, then so many ideas were either lost, and honestly, so many ideas left the country because if you can't for creatives, it burns on the inside. You will go wherever it is. You can have an outlet.
Yeah.
And half of those creatives are in SA, they're in Zambia, they're in Switzerland, because someone opened a door and said, I like what you do. We may not speak the same, but I like what you do.
Yeah.
And we've been bleeding talent because of it. But now I think we are that brain drain in the creative space is starting to close up, because everyone looks to flourish where they are first. And then that's when we look to branch out.
Yeah. Okay. And then obviously you are into theater directing, and you're now a performance coach. Like, how did you get into that? Did your experience in dancing lead you to that? Like, how did you get there?
Injury.
Okay.
I hurt myself bad. Again, I think what the Lord does, the Lord is such a life hack, do you know? Because what should have been career altering / career ending injuries for me were the opening into my next chapter.
Okay.
So for the theater directing, I had a lady, her name is Ajez Makwara. We then talked about it. We were in the same high school, in the same form.
Okay.
And then found out we were in the same classroom. You sat like 2 rows with Ningi.
Yeah.
So this happened much later. We're like, hey. So she had a book, and she's like, I've been trying to put this up, but she's had feedback from trusted sources saying that it's too cliche. But then when I read it, I was like, if you can't put it on screen, you can definitely put it on stage. I've seen people who do this. And she's like, really? And I went to give her a list of people who could direct it for her. I'm like, now this one's been directing for 20 years. She can do this for you.
Yeah.
Now, but then this one, if you want a perspective, she can do that.
Yeah.
And I gave her a whole contact list of people that she could contact to take on her project. And then she came back days later and she said, why don't you do it? I'm like, no, because I am a dancer. I don't direct. I've been on a set, but I've never directed a set. And she's like, oh, okay, that's nice, but I want you to do it. So back and forth until she's like, listen, the book will remain a book unless you take it.
Yes.
So I was like, okay. Read it again, and just slowly, so I started to piece things together on paper, and when I then met her with my ideas, she's like, this sounds really good. So I'm like, great. She got funding, and when the money comes, that's when you know it's serious.
Yeah.
Now I was like, oh my gosh, we are funding it.
Yeah.
The Lord knows I was on my knees daily with that project. I was on my knees. I was calling my life group pastor. I'm like,
please pray with me.
This cannot fail. I need Holy Spirit. I need angels. I need
all the resources
of
heaven
to back me on this one.
Yeah,
because it had gotten such platform. This is the kind of thing, if it flops as a creative, you'll wear this on your sleeve for the rest of your career. And I was so frightened by that. But then Jesus came through. Bro, he came through with contacts. He came through with artists. He came through with funding. I had never, personally, I had never seen a budget so big. And I'd never seen money flow in that way. So I was like, okay, Chichi, can I hang with you? Can I go into meetings with you? She's like, come. So now I'm learning how to network with the big suits. I'm like, oh, okay. There's a whole language for them too. And now I'm learning and doing this together. And curiously enough, I was pregnant with my first at that time.
Okay.
That was, I think, one of the most life-altering experiences for me. And it turned out great. When that production became my second Nama, which was like epic.
That's amazing.
For a first-time production, I wasn't the only one shocked. I wasn't the only person shocked. I was like, wow. But it was also an undeniable production. The Lord made it to be so. So yeah.
That's amazing. And what experience from the dance world did you take into theater directing?
I'll say perspective, because I'd been a dancer on a number of productions, on touring productions, local productions. So when you have that knowledge of the things that what I lived through as a dancer, from transport to food to possible injury to what I was able to structure things in a way that made things flow so much smoother. You would have very few misses in rehearsal. We had 0 injuries throughout the time. So there's perspective of on the admin side in catering for people, but also the perspective on entertainment value. That is something. But entertainment value was I think a big input on my end as well.
Yeah.
Also context, because then you go into a scary project with people can deliver, right?
Yeah.
So I was not taking chances. I'm calling the best band,
Yes.
the best dancers, the best person. I'm like, listen, I want a project, and because you're friends, they trust you, you trust them.
Yeah.
You make allowances for each other.
Yeah.
I think if without that chemistry, we wouldn't have been able to pull it off in the time frame that we had. We'd been given, because our sponsors also wanted it put out by a certain time in a certain period, so we had to make it work. Yeah,
That's amazing. I guess it's a word of advice to any dancer out there that whatever experience that they're going through now is priceless for wherever God wants to take them in the future, right? Because you were able to then use everything that you were learning in the 16 years that it was solid dance for you, and apply it to this project. And what about the performance directing? How has that been for you? Is it similar to the theater directing? And what does that world look like? For me, I saw a video online that was talking about you're working with, I think, Scripts and Bars or Music Connect, and it had the title there, performance director. That was the first time I'd ever seen that title, and I'm like, there are things called, or people called performance directors. Wow.
Did I know that job exists? I did not know.
Yeah. How did that, and what is involved in that, and how did you get into that?
That's the thing about, that's why I'm saying with you, there's a creative function. So they had a need, and so this year's Jacaranda was my second year working with Music Connects Africa with their artists. They are brilliant. So they are nurturing upcoming talent, right? And some are pretty seasoned, just looking to grow. Others haven't even seen a big stage before. So they need someone to bridge the gap to make the performances level up, so you can have a nice package. There's an English word for it, for consistency throughout the performance. So initially I volunteered to do this for them because I was just coming out of my mommy phase, and I was ready to, and they had watched Wogile, my production in 2019. So they're like, are you able to do this for us? And I said, no, I'll come in for rehearsals and I'll see.
Yeah.
I did one rehearsal. I thought I'd go for 3. I was there every rehearsal. You could not keep me away. The music was amazing, and it just, I guess, perspective again, entertainment value. I was able to just say to see, you deliver this way, so that you can transition, and they deliver that way, and it just piecing things together. But this was purely, I think, experience from having been on stage, and also having my husband is Parable Films, so having worked a camera, so I know what the camera is looking for, and also I've been in part of the audience, so perspective from all of those life experiences was able to create this. I was able to serve them in that way, and it apparently it had good impact. So they called me back again this year, which was epic. Did I say no? Of course I did not say no. I was in there every rehearsal, working with the artists, new talent, something about new talent. Hey, so honestly, if Zim keeps going the way it's going, we could have a Grammy coming.
Yes.
I'm telling you, the talent is talenting.
Yes.
Out there. And yeah, this is why I'm really passionate about making success possible here. So we don't lose them to the next foreign sponsor.
Yeah.
You know,
because they could go out, right? But
and it's so tempting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's definitely tempting. But also, I guess, in leaving as well, you lose that, what can I say? Like, you know, the best artists are the ones that come from bred in Zimbabwe, and they have that, you know, grounding. And then when you go out, I think you kind of lose it somehow, or maybe you are tempted to then become like the people where you have gone to. I don't know. And
money
then
has strings, Taffy. Money has strings. Whoever is sponsoring you, okay, I hope I don't sound evil here, but people are doing what they're doing for a reason. It's not wrong.
Yeah.
But wherever it is your paycheck is coming from, your money, they are looking to serve a purpose, and they are wanting, or they have found something in you that propels what it is they want to do. So at some point you lose creative voice. At some point you must allow creative voice from the outside into what you're doing. That's how professionalism works, yes. But more and more I'm seeing artists are starting to self-sponsor, because it becomes stifling. So you may not want, you may not be trying to adapt, you may not be trying to fit in with the crowd that you're with now, but you if you have a paymaster, you have a paymaster, and you need to maintain that relationship. Give some, take some. If you have a nice paymaster, it's good.
Yeah.
But money comes with strings. And I think it should be, for the art, like for these artist forums and things, it must be told. If you're gonna be a sponsor based artist, if you're gonna be a sponsor based anything, football team, tennis athlete, it's gonna come with strings. You're gonna have to wear someone's merch. Yeah. You're gonna have to not play someone's music, or accept things that might contradict your values. Someone might care or might not care about the fact that you are Christian, and there's things that I don't believe in, or I don't want to expose myself to, or I don't want to expose my children to. Those things. Yeah. So I'm finding that artists, as they get older, particularly as they start to raise families, there's things they start to pull out from. Because, the money has strings.
Yeah. All right. So you are a mom and a wife, right?
Yeah.
But first, probably let's start with your faith and your journey in dancing, right? What part did your faith contribute maybe to some challenges that you faced as the Rolex crew, or even as you as a female dancer? And what part did your faith help you to navigate those challenges?
That's a deep question. Do you know, our faith story as a team, it feels a little bit otherwise, because we were pretty content, and in fact we were intending to stay within the four walls of the church.
Okay.
But the Lord led us out into the commercial space.
Okay.
So we weren't saved from the club into the church.
Yeah.
We were taken from the church into the club. We were taken from the church to the festival.
Yeah.
Taken from the church into the dodgy places. Right? And when you read the Bible for yourself, it makes sense. that's where he puts light, right? But we were pretty conservative in our approach to begin with, until we then just looked, you know what, the Lord isn't, we're not in the four walls. His intention isn't even the gates. He wants us out fishing. So our faith, Rolex would not have been without the faith. Not because the creative space is spiritual and scary too, but outside of the fishing of souls, there would have been no reason for us to exist. So I don't even know if I think the faith contributed. The faith was the foundation.
Yeah.
The faith was the building blocks. And now to navigate the different things, because the commercial space, hey, people, when you, the creative space, you have everyone in there. Those who are smoking pot, those who are not, those who are drinking, those who are doing drugs, those who are doing alternative religions. You know, it's all there in the same space. But it's weirdly enough, it's all with love. All of it. Everyone loves each other. And I remember being on tour at some point. I was exposed to, it was my first time being exposed to people like who are in, who do Wicca and that sort of thing. People who carry tarot cards and crystals, that sort of thing, and you're at this festival. And we had someone in our team who had traveled with their son. Baby was possibly 1.5 years. There were aunties and uncles guarding that child, high as a kite, but the baby was safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was shocked. I'm like, wow, this is the kind of community. And this is why people sometimes say the arts community and the drinking community are kind of like the same in the brotherhood.
Yeah.
The brotherhood is kind of the same. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm saying. What was I answering?
You were talking about how the faith is the foundation, and you wouldn't
navigating.
and then you're navigating
the crystal spaces and the what was spaces. That there was the work of the Holy Spirit to be able to walk into a room and discern what is in there. But also, our job is to show up. We are vessels ready for the using. So it's not for us to go and say and not pick up a mic and speak. Our job was to go there and dance. Then the Lord will bring them to us. And then you find a WhatsApp one day. Hey, yo, you were at this concert. Epic. Sha, do you want, can I come have a chat? Then you go and you chat. Or even while you're still there, bro, that music, this person's talking to you, F words, what? It was D, amazing, and D, I want a D, when I hear that music, can I have the CD? And you've been dancing to Lecrae, Tadashi, all these things. You're like, actually, I have 4 copies. Here you go.
Yeah.
Right? So the gospel was spread. It was by no means authentic. I think also for a long time, it was by no means planned. It wasn't organized in our heads. We just understood our assignment is to show up and show up well.
Yeah. Represent the kingdom well.
Yeah.
Through what you were given the gifts to do.
Then the Holy Spirit did the fishing. Yeah.
And what about as a female in predominantly male crew, right? Were you the only female? And
I was for a long time. We had another lady come in, and I think she also after a while grew out from the crew. But it was nice having someone you can talk things about.
Yeah.
And the boys were my friends. They were my brothers, but they were not sisters. Okay.
Yeah.
So the time that Sharon did come, it was nice to have someone to talk about the little challenges that I go through, that we go through, that I could never explain to the gents. The challenges were, one for me. I think as we grew, we then found out, we could have done this better, because all our workout routines were tailored for their metabolism. So I often would get sick post-workout.
Okay.
And it would be like, this is your stamina growing. So I would push through the illness, only to find out later, going through physio, Yeukai, you didn't look after your body. You did too much. You were injured because you did too much. And I'm like, what do you mean? Now she's explaining all these charts, your metabolism versus theirs, strength versus theirs. And I'm like, I did. So, the injuries ran down a list. I fractured an ankle first. I thought that was carelessness. No, it was I had used it too much. Next thing, I tore a ligament in my knee. Again, overuse. Next thing was I slipped a disc in my back. Now that was the hardest to come back from. But it all came down to overuse. Because instead of listening to my body, I, in the name of discipline, pushed through. There was no wisdom there. So yeah, right now I think I made a post about this at some point. I was like, ladies, you are in the industry with the men, but you're not the men. So you need to look after your body differently. Think about the fact that you want to have children in a few years. Think about the fact that, you might want, I don't know. There are things that only our bodies can do, and our bodies should never be allowed to do. And we do them for the sake of promoters, and we do them for the sake of a paycheck. And 5 years down the line, you have an irreversible condition that must now be nursed. It's painful, but it's also costly. Hey, I won't even start to talk about the money that we sunk in physio to get me back into shape. But I'm grateful that the Lord provided for that. Yeah.
Oh wow. I guess probably we never really think about that. We live in a world where a lot of people are like, a woman can do what a man can do in terms of the stress that we can put on our bodies and all of that. So that's an interesting take. I think nobody ever thinks of it that way, so yeah.
Feminism, I can see what it was wanting to do. It's not doing that right now. It's someone said to me once, Yeukai, the challenge that women are facing in 2025 is that you need to work as though you have no children, mother as though you have no work, and not look like you've aged a day in the middle. It's just like, where do you win?
Where do you win?
Where's the part where real life actually is entered in that equation?
Yeah.
But that people are having to juggle it. And I feel like it's harder for women in the arts because the body shaming is real. So much of our, of the arts is about image and image fashion. And unfortunately, it does not favor the rounder looking, the more chubby looking, the more curvy looking individuals. Especially if your art is athletic like dance. You have to, quote unquote, bounce back.
Yeah.
The pressure to bounce back is so bad to the point where I've seen, dancers who are carrying, I'm with child on set, and they've taped themselves to flatten the belly. And as soon as that is done, untape, because you can't breathe. I mean, if you've ever been pregnant, bruh, how do you suck it in for half an hour and dance for camera? Because the promoter said we don't want anything showing. It's hard. The challenge, we need to make more room, not just for expecting mothers, but for mothers coming back into the industry. There's a silent, it's not official, but there's a silent discarding of artists who've got married or have had children and they're trying to come back. The only place I've heard of, I think that there's a Ugandan program. I'm not sure. I think it's being sponsored by the U.S. Embassy in Uganda, where they actually sponsor women 35 and above. I personally have not seen a sponsorship anything that sponsorship is 25 to 35 for most things.
Yeah.
Right. But this particular program is making room for women who have started families because it's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Start a family.
Yeah.
Okay. And you come back and you are still creative. And they've created, like they have in their seamstresses, they have in their sculptures, sculptors, and they've created their best work post babies. And
Because the inspiration is
the
different.
inspiration is different.
Yeah.
And now we are out here discarding all of that talent.
Yeah.
Because you're past 35 and you've had children. It's really the industry's loss. It's a huge loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you navigated motherhood and being a wife after, like getting back into the industry after becoming those things?
I had a cheat code. I had my son came the week before COVID, the first COVID lockdown started.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right. So it was a tough time globally, but I did have to excuse myself from the creative space because nobody was in it for a long time. So he had, in fact, he had both parents in the house for the lockdown years.
Yeah.
And then coming out now, the experience was different though when I had my second, because because of being in lockdown, I had lost some skills. I had lost. I hadn't taken the time for some skills, so I needed to. There are other things that I had to go to the drawing board again for. I had to come back and say, "Can I join your rehearsal? I just want to do this. I want to practice." And people are welcoming. It was nice to be welcomed back into people's dance spaces. But also, by the time my second came, I'd already had all 3 injuries, and I'd already started more a career path in directing, and coaching, and increasingly so I find myself in spaces where I speak more than I dance. I don't know how to feel about that. It's such an amazing opportunity to be able to say something and have impact. I still grapple with the idea of, did I finish my stage era? Was I done?
Yeah.
Did I do and complete my teaching era? Because in that I had a space from 2016. Something else was born out of my heart, was a program called Little Arrows, and I was teaching children. Loved it, honestly. As far as fulfillment, I could compare that Christmas play with being on a stage in Germany or something. You know what I mean? I was like, when that light bulb goes on for that baby, there's few things that can describe that, and they do that move. And children don't do in half measures. If they're doing, they're doing
it.
It's their best foot forward all the time. And I love that season. And then the second lockdown phase came, and then transitioned into more speaking. So I grapple with the idea of, did I do my teaching era, and is that race, did I run it and finish it? Did I finish it well?
Yeah.
You know, did I run and finish my stage era? And then something else I grappled with the injuries was, is this an attack to be rebuked, or it's something that the Lord is doing that I should yield to? And it was hard for me to decipher between the two. At the end of the day, my comfort was God. I have God as a cushion. He is the ultimate cushion. Say I've made the worst choice of my life. He, the scripture in Psalm 91 talks about, you are my refuge, my fortress, my God in whom I trust.
Yeah.
Thanks to the finished work of Christ, I get to add Father to that list. And there isn't a mistake that my son can do that his dad won't catch him from. It could be his fault.
Yeah.
It could actually be you started a fight and you're in trouble.
Yeah.
But his dad will always be there. And God is an infinitely better father than my husband is to his children. So that has taken the fear out of it. And when the fear stopped, the freedom came. I no longer felt the pressure to get back to stage, bounce back.
Yeah.
Was back. No, I am what I am using the platform that I have. The platform will always be his.
Yeah. And we can always take comfort in the fact that God uses whatever situation.
Sorry.
No worries. Whatever situation we might be in, and he can take it and just bring the best out of it. We might not be able to see what he's doing, but he's definitely moving in the background. Yeah. Okay. So before we move on to the next segment, you brushed through the fact that you had a second nama, right? I just want to revisit that quickly. All right. So you had a second nama, obviously in theater directing and all of that, which is amazing, right? Because that was your first play and stuff. But take us through quickly your first nama and what was that all about?
That was the best female dancer.
Wow.
Overall. Yeah, it was awesome. Do you know what? Look at the grace of God.
Yeah.
I got that one while nursing the torn ligament.
Oh, wow.
So actually, I had crutches in the aisle. So I'm like, oh, my crutches. And then I got onto stage.
Yeah.
with my brace and everything. I'm like, no, I got no. That was just the grace of God. That was 2017, was it?
That's amazing.
It's huge recognition. But what I've found helps me, or me just meant a lot to me, is I wasn't looking for that kind of recognition. I remember someone saying, "Wuti, have you submitted anything for Nama? Why haven't you submitted anything for Nama?" I'm like, should I? Maybe.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, what would happen if you did?" And I was like, "Get an award?" And they said, "And you would shine light." So I said, "Okay, that's good incentive." So Ro, my husband, he then put together a video of my past performances, and we submitted that, and it turned out to be. And I'm like, honestly, it was also my first try. I could not see in the horizon a win.
Yeah.
I was just happy to be nominated and to make it for the big dinner. I'm
Yes.
like, oh, it's a dinner, we dress up.
Yeah.
I sound so vain. But I was like, I want to go there for the vibes. People wear things, they get makeup done, it's professional makeup. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So and worked out to, I'm into a win. It was amazing.
Yeah. Cool. So now we've come to the part of the podcast where we get to switch roles and you get to ask me questions. I don't know if you have any questions for me.
I would like. So when I first encountered you, my first Bring It On encounter with you.
Yeah.
You didn't sing.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I didn't sing.
I thought you were primarily a camera person. Right. So I had this whole belief. I was like, Mass Leon is this whole brand and they work together, right?
Yeah.
Where did your singing journey start?
All right. So my singing journey started a long time ago. But starting officially, I would say 2013. That's when I started by featuring on a couple of hip hop tracks, and then I started working on my own stuff. And then I actually did my first and second release, there were singles collections, 2013 and 2014, I think. And then I released this single called Promise in 2016. But when we met in 2017, I was coming out of having my daughter, first daughter. My voice was gone. Like that particular
Really?
time, yes, I couldn't sing, like, to save my life. So for me, that time was really a difficult time, right? Because I had got married 2014 and then had our first daughter. I think probably maybe because of just complications and like high blood pressure or whatever. I don't know what affected my voice, but I couldn't sing. And so,
Before you go any,
yeah.
note to husbands, please take note of the sacrifice
Yes.
that goes into bearing your children.
Yeah.
Our voices, our actual voices. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's go.
So, yeah. So that time I actually decided, I was like to God, I want to sing. Because I really wanted to get back into it. And, but I couldn't sing. And then I decided at that particular time, I was like, Lord, just use me in whatever way I can serve you. And that's where I just threw myself into Bring It On and masculine photography and everything else that I was doing, and just being a mom as well, just being a mom. And so, like, I guess the time that we did meet, so from 2017 to like 2018, 2019, I wasn't really like doing music. So then fast forward after like COVID, like 2019, end of 2019, that's when I was like, okay, maybe my voice was kind of coming back again. And then into COVID, I decided to do like videos, like singing videos, playing my guitar and stuff. And then 2021, 2022, that's when I came back again into music. And yeah.
Do you know, I listened to an artist, she's late now, but they were doing her biography and they're talking about how she lost her voice. She had gone in to for a regular node kind of like removal surgery, but they cut too deep.
Okay.
And she came out there without a singing voice, and they described it for her. It was as though she felt as though she had lost a limb, and the depression that came from that. I'm just considering the kind of space COVID was depressing.
Yes.
As COVID, right?
Yeah.
And then you're a new mom. Now this. How did you navigate that?
That's a good question, because I do talk about it on some of the other videos, or even like when I was working on, if you go back to my documentary on He Knows, I talk about that, I was thrust into motherhood, and then I felt like I couldn't sing. And, in the past I used to be able, if I faced something, I would sing, and, like it would bring me joy, and, I'd just, go through whatever it is I was going through. But in this particular time, I couldn't do that. And like you rightly said, like there was a time where I actually got depressed, But for me, during that time, I think the only thing that I could do, I think it was just God calling me to himself, because I think at some point along the journey, I had kind of idolized my voice. And, and for me, it was like, if I'm going to bring glory to God, it's going to be through singing, But that period, God really used to be like, no, you can bring glory to me as a mother. You can bring glory to me doing Bring It On, and in imparting what you do know, the little that you do know, into the kids that you work with Bring It On and all of that. So for me, when I fully just surrendered to God, and I'm like, use me in whatever way you want me to whatever it is that you want me to do, that's when I kind of like got out of that state of depression, because it wasn't about the voice. It wasn't about me. It was about ultimately serving God in whatever he wanted me to do. And yeah, so that's when I kind of realized that, oh, my voice is now coming back. And yeah.
That's when it started to come back.
Yeah.
Before I had something else I want to ask you, but this just sprung up on my heart. Could we talk about that, the fact that you are more than just one thing? I feel there's a pressure like once people know you for something, you must be and stay that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you are discarded. Otherwise, you are cancelled. Cancel culture must go.
Yeah.
So, I know you are creative in many ways.
Yes.
How have all of these gifts come together now to make Taffy?
That's a deep question. Thank you for asking that question. I think I've been waiting for somebody to ask me that question.
The Lord knew. Sprung up on my heart just now. Yeah.
Yeah. So my journey as a singer has definitely helped me to live the experience of the young artists and creatives who come through Bring It On go through, just from the inception of the passion or the dream to become a musician, and then just the journey, the struggles that you meet along the way in becoming a musician, lack of finances, trying to get support from people to see your vision and all of that stuff. Then being a child of God, which is the first, by the way, really gave me purpose, the reason for my existence. Without being a child of God, I wouldn't be doing music. Personally, I wouldn't. I don't know where I said it. Like, there would be no reason for me to actually open my mouth. I would be an accountant or
Is what you studied for?
Yes, I would have been in finance and economics or whatever, But just my faith and my journey, my relationship with God has given me this purpose for doing music, and whatever it is that I do needs to bring glory to Him in that way. Doing photography and film with my husband has helped me to see the visual aspects of, like when we do our Bring It On productions, when we do the photography and the videography that supports that brand. When I'm telling the kids in terms of where to stand on stage, I'm like, it's all because of that background. And I know the importance as well as a musician, as an artist, that I need to have good footage and what does it take to get there. My period as being a teacher online has allowed me to build my confidence in speaking. And that has allowed me to start this podcast. I remember, I don't know who I was telling this other time, that before I started teaching English online, I was scared to just make a phone call, guys. Like,
Really? What?
It terrified me just to call, to make a doctor's appointment. I would ask Mass to do that for me. Like, that is how terrified of speaking I was.
Wow.
But
And yeah, I'm asking to have your voice. All of us, okay, this is what.
yeah.
Wow.
So that helped me in that. And now having this podcast, being able to have these conversations, I've learned a lot from doing that. Bring It On, I guess, is like the culmination of all those different gifts that God has given me, being able to empower the next generation to use their gifts and talents for the glory of God. So that would be what everything I've been through. And obviously being a mother has taught me to be patient. There are times where I'm trying to teach my daughter to do something and she's like, and I'm like, I also know I'm a musician, especially like stuff to do with music. People ask me why I don't teach my daughter guitar. I'm not the one who teaches her to play guitar. I tried and it failed because, obviously there's that tension. You go, mama, But raising her has definitely helped me to have patience, to really then walk with the journey, to instill the discipline. So like the discipline that I try and instill in the Bring It On people, I'm like, this is what I do to my daughter, so you guys have to fall in line. So I think every experience, just being a wife as well, has taught me a lot. And it really feeds into everything that we do in the ministry under Bring It On. Yeah.
And you went there and just answered something else I was going to ask you, which I think is important. I have noticed in the industry how artists change once they start to have children. And in speaking with them, there's a change of values when you realize that you actually have to pass something on.
Yeah.
And not to the crowd, to someone you actually love and care about. You care about what your child believes. You care about what they're exposed to. And I was going to ask, of your cocktail of creative gifts, which is the most important that you feel like your child should receive from you?
That's a deep question. First and foremost, my heart's desire is for her to know the Lord for herself. I think with that, she can do whatever she is designed to do by God. And then in terms of other creative gifts, or I don't think creative as such, but maybe disciplines, like just the desire for excellence.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing the things of God. I think a lot of people sacrifice excellence when they're doing the things of God, and we end up just doing mediocre things. And that's what I really loved about your story in terms of when you were talking about the work you put in to your routines and your dance as Rolex, right? It made you stand out, and it caused people to then be like, Yeukai, how do you guys do it as Rolex and things like that? And it then opens a door for you to be able to give them the reason behind what you're doing and why you're doing it. And you talk about your faith and allows people to, so that it allows you to lift Jesus up so that he can draw them to himself. So yeah.
That's a great answer. Really great. My last question is about your sound. This one's purely out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I think what makes it hard for me to pinpoint is your range of sound.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't have an artist that I can say she listened to this one, so she was inspired by this one, whether secular or not. So was there someone that you listened to growing up that inspired you to sing? Did your sound, is your sound something that you worked on to become what it is, a standalone thing, or you really were inspired by someone?
It's quite interesting that you say that, because for me, yeah, like it is hard to really say that I'm in this particular genre in terms of sound.
Right. Okay. I'm not crazy. Okay, this is good.
Because even when I'm working on something with producers, I'd have to ask them after Tato plays a song, and I'm like, what genre is this in?
So you just belt the notes.
So I'm like, growing up,
yeah.
I mean, with my parents, we used to just listen to what everybody grew up listening to, your Oliver Mtukudzis, your Leonard Chakatas, and Simon Jimbetu, and yeah.
All of who play guitar, and you do.
Well, I don't really play guitar. I dabble in guitar. But yeah, I guess in terms of my sound as well, I kind of have a lot of guitars in there as well. Then in terms of school, I got exposed to like, I can't say white music, but...
Say what it is.
Like Anna Pink and Westlife and... all of that. And so when I started buying music, I think I bought Westlife, and then I also listened to a lot of Destiny Child, and then I listened to Celebration Choir, Sebastian Magaja, Fungisai, Shingisai Saluma. So like the message there, but also the sound sort of there. So it's kind of like a a combination of that, the sound from there and then the message from there. I guess that's what I would say my sound sounds like, but I don't know quite how to box it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's validating for me to know that I'm not actually crazy.
Yeah.
But my last question is, do you actually know that you're an awesome human being?
If the only good in me, honestly, is because I have faith in Jesus is working on me, because I don't think.
You're an awesome human being. I think you need to be told it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you
are
also.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was so nice, so wholesome.
It was an amazing conversation, Yeukai. But
Yeah.
before I let you go, maybe you could give a word of advice to our female dancers particularly.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's something that you would have wanted someone to tell you when you were starting on this journey of being a dancer and everything else that you are creative in.
To all my lady dancers out there in the industry, look after yourselves. Take care of your bodies. The promoters wish the paycheck isn't always what's the most important thing. And your gifts and your vision count too. So I'd encourage you to look after yourselves, grow, but look after yourselves. Explore, but look after yourselves. Get that bag, but look after yourselves. And I'll give you what my life hack is. Honestly, navigating, everyone's doing life for the first time. It helps to have someone on your side who knows what's coming, and that is God. So he's my safety net, and I'd encourage you to seek him for yourself. Regardless of where you're at, seek him. He will find you. He does the finding. Yeah.
Beautiful words of advice. Thank you so much, Yeukai. And there you have it. Have someone in your corner who knows what's coming. Seek God. Seek God in everything that you do. And with that, thank you so much for watching this episode of Features by TaffyRue. Until next time, goodbye.